So just as a recap, I just want Mila because Light Dark Season is pain for me. If we get Mila really quickly, like I would say before 20 summons, then I'm thinking I'm actually gonna switch banners. If I get Mila quickly, then I'll come here and spark for air merges instead. On this banner, she's color sharing with Celica, which is cool, but I already have one copy of her, so not super enthused about that. I guess it's potentially infantry no follow-up fodder, but I don't have any candidates for that in mind right now. Alright. The super special thing we're doing today for this summoning session. Something I've never done before in any of my summoning sessions is... I'm skipping all the summoning animations because summoning on colorless is already painful enough. I don't need to get my hopes up every time. I've had enough. We're slamming through these. I don't think this will be a normal thing for me, but I just really hate summoning colorless, and Mila is a character that I guess I'm excited to be summoning, but Mila specifically I'm not excited for, if that makes sense. I'll go for green on color on circles like this, just for potential Yune merges. I believe that this banner is the last time that Ike will be around for a while. The calendar has him coming back in like January, which is really funny. He's just banished to 2024. You can pull for Ike, and then I almost said summon in the primaries, and then vote in the primaries. Hello. Is Mila worth it, or is it just because you want her? I just want to make Light Dark Season a little bit easier for myself, and I hope to achieve that by getting Mila. That's kind of the idea. I've only ever had the freebie mythics to work with, so yeah. On seasons where she's the bonus mythic, it'll make things a lot easier. Hopefully. I plan to do something kind of similar at the end of the month, because we're going to get Asker and Gateau. So I might pull on that banner as well, just to get both of those two, or one or the other. See, like, if I'm gonna get disappointed by a 4-star Risp regardless, isn't it better if I skip the animation? Oh, we got her! We got lucky after all. Wow. Mila. And I think I'm good to leave now. It's a pretty good IV. I guess plus defense would be ideal. Might even be worth using trait fruits on, actually, since I have so many. But yeah, her remix, she got Dragon Wall, which I might keep Sabotage Attack, honestly. And she got Mila's Turn Wheel, too. This effect, where you get an extra turn, it's in Ether Raids. I've never had access to it before. I don't know how often the extra turn will come in handy, but I guess we'll see. Alright, I said if I got Mila early, I would switch to air, so let's do that now. I have air at +2 merge already, so she's already kind of like a staple in Ether Raids themes. That's my highest merge mythic on Light, by the way. Like I said, Light Season is suffering for me. So let's go for Spark on this banner now. Frick. Who else is on this banner? Elliewood, Harid, Celica. Celica is there with... Okay, here we go. On blue, we have Naga and Azura. Green has Hilda, Ascended Hilda. I think I want green because of the potential Ascended for it. I already have Elliewood on red, so I think green's the best I can do for the potential Ascended for it. We did not get her, however. Pulling green, it kind of sucks. There's like nothing else in this banner that I actually want. I already have Azura at +0, so I can't really justify pulling for more Azuras. I guess maybe Naga for Astro Merges, but I already have a +10 Astro Mythic who I would prefer to use. I don't want to have to use Naga every season, that sounds annoying. Pulling for Air Merges in 2023. Couldn't be me. I guess the idea would have been to pull for like Peony merges instead, because Peony is always going to be helpful. Like, she'll be on every light team regardless. I like Air 2 though. I like Sparkling Boost Plus, just because it gives 20 HP every turn. Also 5 res in combat. For all non-Lucia characters. We're getting colorless orbs now, so that's good. Did you guys see in the legendary calendar now, it kind of looks like we're going to start getting legendary heroes in Hall of Forms? Because they've got like legendary Tiki in April, right? All by herself. And then we have like an extra colorless unit in May, which could be like Duma or Alm. And then we have Julia by herself in some other month. I always kind of figured that eventually they could start doing legendary heroes in Hall of Forms. You figure eventually these old legendary heroes are just not going to be as valuable anymore. So they're not going to mind putting them in there. That's really cool. This is one of the 4-star specials that I sometimes put on the layout under would also be nice. I have her at +4 or 5 right now. Really wish Yune and Ellie would run the same remix banner. Need both? Yeah. I had mixed feelings on having the 2 remix banners split. Because you do end up with scenarios like this where it's like, well, I want both, but they're on different banners. +4, so now she's +5 with that extra merge. Very cool. I have to say, this summoning session going really well so far. I can't really complain at all. We got Mila really quickly in 8 summons. And then we got a Bonoka. However, I'd like more circles with colorless orbs. Well, I was just saying, if I have to get any pity breaker on this banner, it may as well be Hilda. Since she has a floret for me. So, I mean, that's pretty cool. Plus speed, that's a good IV, actually, wow. Okay, what does her perf do again? Accelerate special trigger, start of combat. At start of combat for allies within 2 spaces, if the ally has more defense than unit, or if unit has not entered combat yet, grants blah +3 to that unit, and reduces damage from foes' first attack by 20% to those allies. It's a pretty good support effect. It's not, like, insane, but it's comparable to Flame, I guess. Oh, Velocity! Oh shoot, I forgot you had that. Wow. I don't think I have any candidates for Velocity 3, but it's cool to have it.
I suppose I should train a little every now and then.
If you're just joining the stream, I'm sorry, the title is lying to you. We're not summoning for Mila anymore. Because she came home more quickly than I expected. We've now switched to pulling for air merges. The only way this could get better is if I pulled Etier. Is that my first Nina? I guess so. Respite. Inflict special cooldown charge -1. That's a pretty good staff. Sabotage speed. Nice. I'll take it. You see, I was avoiding colorless for a while, so it took me a while to get my first Dwyer, and then that was my first Nina. Yeah, and merging staff units now is a lot more viable since they have more competitive skills they can use. You can give them one of the inheritable specials now. One of the inheritable, like, combat specials. Alright, my first Bramimond. Another unit that I just avoided since they came out. Just dodged this unit every time they were on a banner. Wow. This is kind of a crazy summoning session. This is the part of the summoning session where it just... everything's just gonna be boring for the rest, I think. Is that enough M's? One too many M's. It's a good IV too, actually. I know he's not like a good... he's not like a great combat unit anymore. But it's still nice to have one of them for bonus season. And yeah, the 4 VAs is a nice touch. Is this remix soon? So I was looking at the schedule and I was thinking next up were like Crom and Lith. I think the problem with Bramimond is like since he's running now, that means he might not come back for like 4 months or whatever. Which I guess is still relatively soon. Back in the day, Bramimond, when he came out, he ruined like my primary light season strategy, which was to just throw Tsubaki at my problems. I had a max merged Tsubaki with like Distant Counter, Quick Riposte 3, and Pulse Smoke, and like Ruptured Sky. And he was usually good enough, but then Bramimond came out and ruined everything. Tsubaki was no longer strong enough to handle Dark Season. He could reliably tank like Yune and stuff before her Refine, but then Bramimond came out and ruined everything. Whenever that was. Bramimond was like, what, early 2020? Maybe even like early 2019. I don't know anymore. No, it couldn't have been early 2019. That'd be too soon. Hello Lapis, you ever think about the lengths humans go to customize themselves? Between hairstyle, tattoos, clothing choice, and so much more. All this to say, hi, hello. We got Etier, God bless, Lapis, blessed our servants. I was just saying earlier, the only way this could get better is if we got Etier. And we got one.
Is it tea time? Let me go get my weighted cups.
My job here is done. Only 8 more Etiers. 8 Etiers. ATA. I said I would start skipping the summoning animations, but I'm just summoning so quickly, I'm not remembering to do it. I'm just naturally such a fast summoner. I'm not even thinking to skip the animations. Okay, now that we have Hilda, I think the only thing left is blue. I have Frid and LA Wood, and I'm not interested in merging them. I think, does Frid have like attack defense menace? That's a pretty good skill. Otherwise, there's Celica and Hilda. Yeah, there's like nothing left for me on this banner. I'm gonna go for the Azura merge, why not? Azura's cool. Don't think too hard about it. We got Karen, it's fine. What about a second Hilda? I had considered that, but I was like, man, I already have like no candidates in mind for Velocity. Only recently returned to the game after a couple of years. Nice. It must be a little crazy to see how things have gotten. Power creep has gotten a little out of control. Just every perf weapon now has like so many different effects on it. Alright, what do we pull here? What do we think? What color? Blue has Azura and Naga, right? Okay. Yeah, there wasn't really much to look out for there. Returning to the game when save skills have been a thing for a year. Yeah. Has it been 2 years for save skills or just 1 year? I feel like save skills have existed for my whole life. Can't be arsed reading all the texts. See, that would be me if I didn't make videos for all the new banners. The only reason I know any of these new perfs do is because I read them in the banner reviews. Doing the banner reviews is like probably like passively helping me a lot to actually play the game and like not lose all the time. Because I at least have like a vague idea of what the new units do. But yeah, like I skipped. I didn't do a video for the Valentine's banner, and because of that, I was like, great. I don't have to learn what Takami's perf does. I'm just gonna ignore it. I'm not interested. I'm opting out of learning Takami's perf. He's an archer, you say? I'll take your word for it. Our pity rate is getting concerningly high. I'll be left in an awkward position if we have a pity rate left over after Spark. Yeah, man, I guess I decided to go for blue in these situations. Elliot has, like, flow something. But even still, I'll just go for Azura. Don't think too hard about it. Go for Azura, get Benny. Alright, last stretch. I'm just hoping that we break pity before Spark. That's my only hope. If it's on blue, that's not ideal, but okay. I was thinking earlier that Mila didn't look quite right. Oh hey, what a pleasant surprise. A second Etier. Imagine getting a unit you actually want to use on colorless. That's pretty cool. Don't see anything wrong with Mila? Yeah, me neither. If you're listening to this in the background, you won't know what I'm talking about, but okay, so the workflow on this, right, behind the scenes, was I made this one, and I realized I made a mistake. So before the stream, I made this one. Anyway, let's do our last summon. Alright, this is literally our last chance before Spark to break pity. We have 8% pity rate. I kind of want to break it. I kind of want to break the pity rate. I kind of want to fall for it. That's where I'm at right now. If we're starting at an 8% pity on like a 2-unit focus, don't do it, Sean. I might do it though. At the very least, we can take our air. I'm just kind of observing this situation where, like, there's a legendary banner. Never mind the fact that it's a remix banner, but there's a legendary banner where out of all the units on it, the one I want to spark is Air, who is several years old. It feels wrong somehow. This is what happens when you're really desperate for light merges. This is what Faye did to me. I waited so long for, like, the perfect color share for, you know, like, on the legendary banner. Oh well. Do it, Sean. The orb hole beckons. It does. The only current year banner unit here is Hilda. She is the very first Mythic Hero release. That's true. Oof. Okay, 8.5. I mean, how high could it possibly go? I hope I don't come to regret this. Can we get much higher? We're gonna find out. I'm gonna stay on colorless. I'm not gonna pull any other colors. We really want that air merge. The possibility of a Burning Mound Pity Breaker is there. It exists, and it is frightening. Jafar is also here, I suppose. 13 orbs down the hole, and I realized my mistake. Oof. Oof. Each one is excruciating. As long as we get her within, like, 100 orbs, then I can feel okay about it. I know I can't plus 10 her, but I mean, going for merges on Mythic Heroes is a little different from going for merges on other characters. Like, if it's a Micaiah or if it's Lucia, like, for the most part, I just want max merge for the sake of it. But then when it comes to Mythics, it's like each merge counts for something. Like, as far as gameplay goes. I don't know if I'm explaining properly, but anyway, I am getting wrecked by now. just check his Discord roll. Oh, this is brutal. We've gone like 70 orbs down the hole. Alright, 10% pity, 3 chances here. Another Nina. It's more Sabotage Speed Fighter, I guess. This is brutal. I won't lie to you. This is not going well. I think my thought process was valid, right? I need more light merges so I can score better. I've got an 8% pity here, so if I can get her with fewer orbs, that's good. But yeah, this, we are 80 or 90 orbs down the hole with a 10.5% pity. Isn't the original focus rate on this banner 6%? We're up to 10.5%. Isn't that really bad? I don't know, overall, is this still a lucky summoning session? I feel like it is. I got an Ascended Floret, I got Burning Bond, who I didn't have before. I got Kagero at 4 stars, which is pretty cool. Oh no! Don't do it! Don't do it! Okay. The most exciting summoning session. Put me out of my misery, please. Alright, 11%! Do it! Okay, what the fuck? This is so bad. Make it stop. Now I know what you're thinking, Sean. You could stop at any time. You can stop the bleeding. There we go! Alright, we're finishing the circle while we're at it. We have to. Begging the game to put him out of his misery. Oh, we also got so we got Air, Spark, and then we got Air, Suffering, Ended. I guess at this rate, going for Gateau and Asker not as likely. Alright, I'm gonna stop the bleeding. Wow. Let me check my airs. So, I mean, that is more points on Lyses, and that's what I wanted. Oh, she's only +1. I thought she was +2. It's great. I went through all that for a +3 air. It's fine. I got a neutral IV. Oh, that was a Spark. And then I got +Res. Okay. I guess I want the +Res one, right? Well, that was brutal. I got the light merges that I wanted, but at what cost? Overall, I feel okay. In total, we spent like 330 orbs today. Maybe more, actually. 340. How'd the summons go? I don't want to talk about it. It was a mixed bag. So we got Mila really quickly. And then I switched to the air banner, like I said I would do. And up to Spark, it's like we kind of got good luck along the way, but I didn't get air, and I had a pity rate. So I chased the pity rate like a fool. And I spent like 140 more orbs after Spark, and then I got air. So definitely not ideal. It could have been worse. If we had gotten pity broken by Bramimond, that would have been heartbreaking. That's gonna be it for the stream. Thanks so much for hanging out. I appreciate it. Next summoning session won't be for a while at this rate. I guess I could still decide to go for Asker and Gateau at the end of the month. We'll see. Join the Discord to stay up to date on everything that's going on with me. We have a channel in the Discord where we just discuss Fae, so come check it out if you're interested. Subscribe on YouTube, follow on Twitch, follow on Twitter. On Twitter, where I forgot to link today's stream, and that's going to be it for me. Have a good night.